Hello and welcome to a new video from the Digital Architecture YouTube channel. My name is Saad and today we are going back to a lesson or a video talking about the Archicad live connection with Grasshopper. And today we will be getting or learning the thing that I was building up to, and this is very important thing, and it's like how to control objects in Archicad directly from Grasshopper. And not any object, we will create our own object and we'll see how powerful it is to do, because it will make the transfer of the information between Grasshopper and Archicad very powerful, as this is example here. See here I have like some random facade design. It's like some basic element, and you see they have different colors based on like random seed, which will be connected directly to Archicad from Grasshopper, and also like a random size you can also control. The things here, those are in Archicad not morph or like a wall, they are objects. Why is this important? Because using this object I have information that I transfer the position, the type, and I have like three materials that will be based on this type. And here we see like I can get the information written in the floor plan or also on the facade. So when I see my facade, I can directly see all the position number and the type number in Archicad. This information is becoming, Archicad getting this information from Grasshopper, and now I see my position, number 10, number 11, 13, 14, and the type, which will be the color. This is coming directly from Grasshopper. When we change the colors a little bit, we'll see this will be updated. Number 3 is the dark color. Now if it changed to another number, see number 2 here, 3, 1, based on the color. Also on the floor plan I see the type. I can show any information I need, and I can get for every different floor the different types that I have. Or more to that, I can also make tables and lists saying which type, which height, which width, of like changing width, how many items do I have at the end, like 320 items. So this is like very powerful things to learn and to use in Archicad, especially if you're using BIM. So to start, we need to learn how to create basic object using the GDL script in Archicad. We know now Archicad 24, they have now the Part01. You can now use or create objects using similar techniques to Grasshopper. I haven't tried it yet, but I think it's like will be more powerful to make your own object, but also understanding and having a little bit knowledge of scripting GDL object will be very useful. So to start this lesson, we will get into it by learning how we create our basic objects. And with creating basic object, which like here, we will see we can change the type, which will be changing, it will be changing here. And if I take a look at this element, if I show 3D, see if I change the color or the type, it will change the color based on the 3D material 1, 2, 3. So it's also everything is programmed, and I can change the position number, which will be in the facade. Position like 100 could be 100 here in the facade. So let us get started and learn how we create our own object. Then we will see how we can control this object using Grasshopper. So now I have a new file. Starting Archicad, I will create our own object. Maybe some of you are familiar with creating objects using predefined objects in Archicad. Like I can draw like a wall, and I say this wall to convert this wall to an object. So let's do this and see the difference that we will get in this using this method. So let's make like generic object, something just generic structure, and let's say that this is like a 1 meter 15 thickness, and we'll say this is like for the ground floor 15. I have like millimeter here, So let's make it like 500, like this. Okay, that's like, I find it like useful to create object directly at the 0 0. You will find out later why. So from here, many of you are familiar. If you like combine some text, combine some object, and we at the end we go to file. We see here new object or save selection as object. In this way, we'll create this wall to an object. Let's call it our like class, like class panel. Like save it like this. Now I get this information about the lines, the material. I can do the default setting, make OK. Now I get my object. If I go to object, and now I find my glass panel here. So if I click OK, I can now change this object to any form I want. We see here we have the wall, but here they are all objects. If I clicked any of the points, I can control the size. It's like one giant box that we can control. And now let's move those. If we want to see this object, how it's created, what's inside, how we can control this object, I can go to File, External Content, or sorry, Libraries. Then here I have Open Object. Control Shift O. I click OK. Now here we see we are now inside the object in Archicad. And here if you go to details, we see like the name or the author, description if you want to like to make a password. Then we get to parameters. Here every parameters that the object have. Every object in Archicad we know, from like doors, from furniture, they have all parameters to change dimension, to change like the height, to change material, and here we can create our own parameters. We saw the last video we added parameter to control the object in Grasshopper. We can do that here. If you didn't know or watch the last lesson, you can watch it. Here we have information about migration between different versions, components, description, doesn't matter. Now here we have like master script that will run always in object, but then here we have the 2D script. This here will run in the 2D. The 2D is like the floor plan, and here we'll see what will run in 3D. So when you create 3D object, it will be here in 3D script, and the 2D will be creating the 2D. Like if some objects have different 2D than the 3D. It's like before that by furniture, they have like different 2D view based on the scale. For the 3D, it's like more defined or like a little bit different. Here, that's why we see here different coding blades. We have some form properties, parameters, interface. If we like, you can see the interface of the object. If we make like our special interface, it's like by complex objects like known. Forward migration, backward migration, like that doesn't matter. Here we see that 2D symbol. If we want to make the symbol for the object, review picture, or like the 2D view, here we see what we see in the ground floor. It's like this 2D drawing that's coming from the 2D script. Then we have 3D view that's also come from the 3D script. Now, if we want to take a look at the 3D script, we have drawn a wall like for like a box, if you can say. And here we see every information how this wall is made. Don't worry, it's like if you don't have any experience in scripting, it will be not that hard. But here it's like more complex as we need. We only have four sides, like a box shaped object. But here the Archicad what Archicad do when we create automatic object using the file save as object, it doesn't matter what shape it has, it will try to compromise it in a way that will be drawn in any shape. So here you will see that by the script it's using multiple points that they are drawing this object. Like it's saying go to point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4, then go point 5, 6, 7, 8, and every point is connected to the other and make different faces. That's why you see like it's doing so much here. And the material, taking the material from the parameters. Here we see building material, this name parameter, taking this to make it the color or the texture of this object. And here you see some information about scale, about drawing, how it's like position based on the x and y, the scale of it, the size, etc. So what we will do, also there's like grouping the object, but we don't need all of this. We can now remove it all, and now if I save it, I go to the object, you see we have the 2D view, but in 3D we have nothing. It's like disappeared because there is no 3D script running, but the 2D script is still running. So we see here that 2D and 3D are disconnected from each other. The 2D script is doing the same. It's like drawing a poly using those points. The bin attribute, everything is here based on a poly point that's disconnected from the 3D, but it's based on the A and B. The A and B are the parameters for the width and height and the dimensions, and the Z here was for the height in the 3D. So what we will do, we will remove also this 2D. We can leave the fill bin. I don't know if I now saved. Everything is like gone. I don't see anything. The object is like nothing. What we will do, we'll create our 3D object and we will make a projection of this 3D object in the 2D. It's like so easy. We go to 3D and we write that we need to do a brick. Brick is like what do you call it, a code or a function in the GDL scripting that we create as a box directly from 3 points. So we know we have in the parameters we have a, b, and z, y, z, z, y, z, x for the height. So the break we can go do break a, comma b, comma z, z, y, z, x. Now if I save this here, Control S, go to 3D view, I see I have my object here, but not every point is defined. I only have one defined point that's controlling the height, which is like not bad. But if I go to 2D view, I have nothing still. So this break here, it's like based on one of the standard GDL scripting functions, which we can read about in documentation GDL reference guide. And here if I make a search, I write brick, search, I see it here, brick, and here you can understand how this function work, what you can do, what are the parameters that take A, B, and C. We have every kind of set of functions that you can learn on this documentation file. So learning how to script the GDL object in Archicad will make you a good use from this PDF. We have everything. Anyway, if you have any basic scripting experience, you can from here learn how you can transfer your experience from like Python to GDL scripting, and it's like very simple and much simpler than Python, so to say. You see here like everything will be our guide when we need to know every function how it works. So now we will go back to 2D and we will say that we need to take the projection of this 3D element into our 2D. And to do this we will need to make a projection. So we'll go back here, we'll search for project. Oops, sorry, I did the German way. So projection, project 2D. So this is one here, set project 2D command affected line. We need to check similar to project 2D. I need to see the project 2. No, exactly 3D projection in 2D. So project 2, you'll see this will be 3D projection in 2D files. So it's like projection project 2. 2 stand for 2D, and we need projection code, the angle, the method. If you scroll down, you'll see here project 2 will get the projection code. It will be top view, side view 2, frontal, isometric, dimension, button, etc. So we'll need to make in 2D project 2. We can copy this project 2. Then we'll know projection code. Code will need the top view. So we'll say 3, comma, and the next comma will be, the angle will be minus 90 because we are going minus z. Here says the angle of 3D projection setting dialog box. Then the method, we need wireframe, hidden line, shading. We will go with wireframe because we are saying like what we call it, like only the 2D outline of this object. Now if I make a save, go back to ground floor, there's nothing, save, it's here, but the lines, I think from this pen, let me remove this pen, remove this multiplier. So yes, now it's working. Let's multiply without changing the whole way of controlling how this 2D projection is working. And now we see I have my 2D projection. If I can change also the parameter dimension 1 and 2, it's changing in 3D, and now everything is working automatically. So Archicad add our basics to control the objects. If you don't have any basic hotspots, it will create our hotspot for us. And now it's like much simpler, making the same thing with only 2 codes. Through how simple it is. This is the beauty of coding in GDL. You see that at the start, like you will see like you have so much code for like such a box, but actually you can do with 2 simple code of line a good GDL script making the same options of this box. So now let's add our own parameters. We see we have the height, width and length. We will add a text or like a type and position parameters. So we'll start with new, and we'll see this will be like a type, and here we can make the name, we can change how it will be, like down here we can see this is the length, angle, real number, integers, like integer numbers or real numbers. This is like a text, it's like a full type, profile, pen, surface, everything we can add from here. What type of parameter is this? It's like a text, or with type we can say like it's a real number. No need for text. Go make position, or let's like POS. Also here we can take a name like type, or name it element type, and the default value is 0. And here like position, that's also integer, not real number, it's like an integer, no commas. And now we save it. If you go back to the object setting, we'll see here we have element type position. We can write anything we want, but we saved as a parameters. Now let's go back to the object 2D, and let's say we want to make a text saying type and show the number in the parameter. We say the text 2, text save, not text 2. Text 2 stands for text 2D. There's also text 3D, it's like project 2. Also don't need to make everything capital, it's like my keyboard was everything capital, but now we make text 2, and we'll say the X and Y of where this text will come. So we'll back to the start, search for text 2, here's text 2, see text 2, see like X, Y and expression. You can say define style, or like rich text will be text blocks. It's also like the kind of text, but we'll stay simple, making a text 2D with X, Y position, and then the expression will be, we'll add just the parameters to show off. So we'll take text in X 0, Y 0, and we will add the parameter. To show this parameter, we'll take this type, Ctrl C, 2D, write type, exactly to this. Also like making this capital maybe not a good idea, make everything small. Type, oops, like this, save. Also from here I can check, like it's now showing 0. Now it's showing in the 0, 0 position the text 100 1235 is like this number. And you see now I have a text show on my 2D GDL file. But now to control the size, to control everything, we'll need to add some more options to our GDL, like this. And you see like the 0, 0 is where I placed my object. So if I take the elements of this object like this, see the 0, 0 is where I place it. It's like here, the text coming this way. But this object is actually much more in different place. That's why it's like now not working correctly, and everything is like separate from each other. So positioning of the number is important to learn how we can position this in the right way. So the thing here, I am adding this text to the corner of the object, and like 0, 0, and it's like away from the center. I need to move this text to the center of the object. I know I'm creating the object when I just click it. Where it's clicked, it's like here, I have now this object this way from the 0, 0. So again, 5. The 0 is always this corner above. And it's like being drawn based on the dimensions, which we can control, like say 100, 100, 100. And so it's like from here, this corner, the 100. And then the text like so big coming from the same corner here. So we need to control this text. And we can do this basically by defining style. So let's define style. I'll make everything capital to just not like this. So we take like, we name the style like text 1 or text like H for height. I think I will use the font Arial, and then we'll say like size, positioning, sorry, comma, then 0. We'll say define style and show you what's like doing. So define style. You'll see here we have the name of the style, the font family, size, anchor, and face code. So the font size, it's like clear, anchor, positioning is like 1, 2, 3, where it's anchored, we will anchor it in the center. So it's like 5. And at the end is like the face code. Is it like bold, italic, underline? It's like positioning between 1 or 0. So just like make it 0, just normal text. Now if I update it here, like save it. Oh no, now I define the style. I need to make the style working like here. I can define many styles, then I just set the style before the text. And now I say style text H. Now this style will be working everything random from here. If I update this here and see like a 0 is coming so small here, Control S, ground, like now, directly the 0, 0 in the middle of this starting point from this object. See it like here, it's like drawing from this object. This is the 0, 0 where I have it. I can make a hotspot to make it clear for me where this 0, 0. Let's make hotspot 2. I make by 0, 0 like anchor point. Control S. Now I see this hotspot defining or showing me where the 0, 0 of this object is. It's like right here. And now what I need to do is to move this number to the middle. Let's make it a bit bigger. I need to move it to the middle of this object. And to do this, I can make an add, like making an add 2D. It will move the whole, what do you call it, the whole coordination system. And we can do it by a move, but it's like better to learn using add in the GDL scripting. It will be much useful when you make multiple move, multiple arrangement of text or lines in the GDL scripting. So add, it's like moving the whole coordination point to somewhere else. So we'll move it from this area to the half of the width and to the half of the length on the both x and y. So we start by add 2, and so we'll say add the x, it's like the a divided by 2, and to b divided by 2. Now if I save it, go here, see now it's the middle. Now the whole text is going to the middle. I have my points here at the corners. I can control my objects again, and here I have my number that's coming from the parameters that I showed previously. It's like nice. And from here I can like edit another text. I want to tell the board that this text is the type, so I make text, another text, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and I name it here like type 2 points. And now I'll have two texts of each other. Or I can move this one to the little bit by the y direction, and I'll say like minus 0.5 or 4. Let's try. See now type, I need a little more space. It's based on the size. See it like this. Maybe a little bit more. Now it's like too much here. I need to move everything above, so I may say like it's x. This is middle, and here I need to move it a little bit up. Like coordination system, I may make plus 0.03. Now it's like a little bit in the middle for both texts. Okay, so by Ctrl S, now it's like this. Here it's like based on also the scale, which also there is many options in GDL for this, but now we'll keep it simple and we'll start learning our GDL scripting in a basic way. Now we have our text showing here, not bad. If this object was a little bit this way, it will be work perfectly. Nice, very nice. I have my type coming from Archicad directly, the position or the number coming from here. It's like perfect. So now we learned how we can create our object, and when we can multiply this multiple object and we make our positions however we want, and we create our information that we need in it. It's like so easy to see in 2D and 3D and exactly the way we want it. So this is the first part of creating GDLs in Archicad. Next part we'll learn how we can make a connection with Grasshopper, and we can add more setting to our GDL object to make it much richer, and we can start doing more useful things in the object using Archicad GDL scripting. Hope you liked this video. If you want to support the channel, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Also, if you have any question, you can post this in the comment. I will be there to reply, or you can contact me in the email if you have like some specific problems. And if you have any suggestion, I am also open for any suggestion. We'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you for watching to the end, and hope you was able to understand this lesson and start learning new thing in Archicad. See you in the next video.